Here's a program called StringMethods. And the purpose of this program is to show you some of the more common methods that we use with strings. I also want to show you that you can make comments go over several lines. If you just do // as we do here, then whatever comes after it on that line is ignored by the computer. If you do /* and you only need one star, and then end it with */, then whatever comes between those two is ignored by the computer. So this is 2 lines of comments. And I printed out this print line saying it was the method car@, just so that in the output you know where you're up to, because there's going to be a lot of very weird output. So we start with a string, test string, hello world. And if we say, here is a character, char, called x, what are we going to store in x? The value of the right-hand side. So what is this? It is test string, that's the name of the string, .car@0. And if you recall from the previous video, car@0 is the character at the 0th place. Where is the 0th place in this string? It is the H, because we always start at 0. So that should print, so H should be put into X, and then we print out X, and that prints out the H for us. Another example here is to say test string.car@4. Where is 4? H is 0, E is 1, L is 2, L is 3, O is 4. And so when I print this out, I expect to print out the O. What happens if I say 5? O is 4, the space is 5. Spaces are valid characters, so I expect that to print out a space. So far I expect to print H, O, and a space. And if I run the program, this is my output from where I said method car@, and there is H, O, and space. Moving on. Concatenation. So this output here comes from this print line here. So we have 2 ways of doing concatenation. One is to use the concat method. So test string 1, that's this one here, .concat test string 2, that's this one. Test string 2, you'll notice, starts with a space. So I expect to see hello with a lowercase h, space, world with a uppercase W. And if I look in my output, I see it here. And the other way, without using .concat, just by using the plus sign, which is, I believe, the fastest, easiest, and well, easier one to remember, is just to use the plus sign, and that also prints out hello world. How do you know if 2 strings are equal? We cannot use equal equal. We cannot use an equal sign. So here I have a string called A, whose value is TEST, and a string called B, whose value is TES. And I'm going to print out whether A equals B, and I use the .equals method, A .equals B. And if I look here in my output, I see false. They're not equal. We'll use this more when we start doing if statements. We're not there yet. We probably won't use this one for another week or so. But it is one that we use a lot. Index of. I'm looking for something in my string. Here is my string. Doesn't have to make sense. Just has to be some characters with a quote at the beginning and one at the end. So this thing is called S. So the name of the string dot index of, and the thing that goes in parentheses here is a character. So I'm looking for the, and I know it's a character because it's got single quotes. Has to be a character. So I'm looking for where this character E is in this string S. And if I look at that, 0, 1, 2, 3, I expect to see a 3, and here it is in my output line, 3. Well, here I have another string S1, which I don't seem to have used, because here I'm still looking at S, which is over here, and I'm looking at the index of L. Well, over here, look how many L's I have. 1, 2, 3, I have 4 L's. So what is the index of L? And if I look at here, my answer was 1, 0, 1. It gives me the index of the first occurrence of the character. Length tells me how many characters there are in the string. So here I have a string of length what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When I'm counting length, I start at 1, not 0. So there are 5 characters in this string. So when I output it, I see here, hello is of length 5. I can output in uppercase or lowercase. Here I have a string that has a mixture of uppercase and lowercase, and I print out the value of the string. So here you'll see it in the output line. That's the string in all uppercase is r dot to uppercase, and that gives me the string in uppercase. R dot to lowercase gives me the string in all lowercase. R, incidentally, is not changed. We're just outputting uppercase or lowercase, and I'll prove that to you here. So here I've outputted a line that says R is still, and then the value of R. So R was this string here. We printed it out in uppercase and lowercase. Let me run this program. And you'll see here this is it. R is still the mixture, the jumbled up mixture of uppercase and lowercase. It didn't get changed. We'll look in a minute how to change it, but it didn't get changed. All we did was printed out the values if it's uppercase or lowercase. How do I replace? So here is the method replace. I want to replace every occurrence of L with a K. You'll note in this print line, I use that backslash. I use that escape character. If I want to put quotes in a print line And I want the machine to understand that this quote in front of this H is not the end of this quote that starts here. Then I have to put an escape character before the quote, an escape character before the quote here, so that when it prints out, it puts the quotes in the print line. So that's another use of that escape character in a print line. So I want to replace every occurrence of L with a K, and I use the method replace. So again, my name of my string dot replace, and it's going to replace every L with a K. And if I look at my output here, that was every L replaced with a K. And if I want to only replace the first occurrence, then there is a method called replace first. So S is hello world, not quite spelled correctly, and I'm going to replace just the first occurrence of the L with a D, and that first occurrence would be in this word hello. And if we look at our output here, hello world, it replaced that first occurrence of the L with a D. I can replace more than one letter. I could replace every LL with an uppercase BB. And if we think about the word, which I have lost here, where was my word here? So I'm looking to replace my LL in hello and my LL in world with the BB, and there we go. So with the replace, it has to be a string, comma, a string. The first one is the string it's looking for, and the second thing is the string that replaces it. Okay, we had put these methods in print lines. And we know that we still had hello world because we put it here. The string was still hello world right here. So S is hello. This is S. Hello world spelt really poorly. But supposing I actually want to change the string, not just print it out differently, but actually change it. Here I am changing it. This is the new value of S is the old value of S dot replace LL with BB, and then I print it out, and here it is. So if I want to change it, it goes in an assignment statement. This is not changed because it's just in a print line. So don't make the mistake of thinking that just because you printed it out like that, it was actually changed. Kind of similar to a decimal format. Just because you format something to 2 decimal places, it doesn't mean that you changed it. It still exists with more than 2 decimal places in memory. And substrings. Here we have, again, S is hello world. But we can get a part of it. A part of it is called a substring. And this says substring acting on S. So this is, you take S, which is hello world, and you want the substring starting at 0, going up to, but not including 5. And this is the thing that you'll probably make more mistakes on than anything else. Starting at 0, going up to, but not including 5. So 0 is H, 1 is E, 2 is L, 3 is L, 4 is O, 5 is a space, but it's up to, but not including 5. And if I look at my output, I get hello. If I only have one argument, these things in the parentheses are called arguments. Here I have 2 arguments. There's 2 of them separated by a comma. Here I just have 1. If I have just 1, it says start there and go to the end. So start at 5 and go up to the end. 5 was the space, and a space is a valid character. So you will see that it prints out here. It prints out the space and goes right up to the end. And you do not have to start from the beginning or go to the end. So here is one in the middle. Starts at 2, goes up to, but not including 7. So 0, 1, 2. So I get 2, 3, 4, the space is 5, the W is 6, and that O is 7, but not including 7, so not including the O. So 0, 1, 2, and up to, but not including the O in world. And here is my output.